This is a certified hood classic.
Here we go again, man. It's your boy, man. I'm back with another video, man. We getting ready to check out Bloom's new video, man. Cartman's biggest L, bro. Hey, you already know we had to do this, my boy, man. If y'all want to check out full videos, man, make sure you click on the link in the description. Go to the Patreon link. It's only $3 a month, my boys. Full videos of Archer, Futurama, Venture Bros, South Park, bro. We watching everything over there, man. Don't be left out, man. We got a lot of members over there, man. Come over there, man, and send me a message, man. Shoot me over a message, bro. Without further ado,
Eric Cartman.
All right.
Everyone's favorite innocent little boy that is
he's a fat boy.
actually a narcissistic sociopathic child who finds joy in the suffering of others. Despite
Facts.
his malicious intent and overall lack of empathy towards anyone or anything, it's not very often that he truly gets what he deserves. Sure, his plans often backfire,
What the fuck happened?
leaving him in some rather unfavorable circumstances.
Oh, that's
For the
when he
most part,
shitted
he's
on
able to
him.
do horrible things to countless people without any real consequences. Because of this, before season 12, fans of the show were eagerly awaiting the day that Cartman truly got what was coming to him.
Right.
That one time that he would take it just a bit too far with the wrong person.
Right.
As the old saying goes, if you mess with the bull, you get the horns. But up to this point, Cartman had been an expert matador in that regard.
I cannot wait. I know I love stuff like this because while I do fuck with Cartman, you know what I'm saying, I do like he is interesting. I just can't wait to see this shit because boy, Cartman's biggest L. I love stuff like this because he does need to get what he deserves. While I understand his childhood, and I do think his mom had a lot of role into that, played a lot of role in that. So did Kyle and Stan. And a little bit of Kenny, just a little bit. But I do think, man, look, it's time for him to get that karma, my boy.
I mean, sure, he may have gotten raised a few times, but he avoided any real danger. And when you have escaped the consequences of your actions this often,
went to jail that night,
you start
didn't he?
believing that you're untouchable, that nothing will ever make you pay. The thing is, when you make a habit of annoying bulls, sooner or later, you're bound to mess with the wrong one. And in the season 12 episode Breast Cancer Show Ever,
Oh,
Cartman did
yes!
just that. Cartman begins to get just a bit too comfortable tormenting Wendy.
Yeah.
And she decides that it's gone on far too long.
She had enough.
This results in
She woke up and literally chose violence that day.
not only one of the greatest episodes in South Park history, but one of the most satisfying moments from the entire show. I've been told it's on a similar level of satisfaction as when they killed Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Sorry for the spoiler, I've never actually watched Game of Thrones, but that's what I've been told.
Me either,
So
I
now,
haven't watched it
let's
either.
take a look into
Is
how
it good,
all of
y'all?
this went down. How did Cartman go from unstoppable force of evil to pathetic, whimpering mess in the span of a few days? Let's find out.
Nigga ate his drawers, bro. That's disgusting.
This is Cartman's biggest L.
All right, man. Blooms.
You know what
We
else
ready,
is
we
incredibly
ready.
satisfying? The feeling of knowing that your online browsing data is completely safe.
Ah, he got me. He got me. All right, my Blooms, and you know, my boy, man. You know, you my boy, but we got to skip.
And you can achieve that feeling with today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN.
The episode
gotta
begins
shimmy.
with Wendy giving a report to the class about breast cancer awareness, an incredibly serious topic that is absolutely not funny in any way.
Of course.
As Wendy continues her presentation, Cartman can't help but burst into laughter every time Wendy says the word breast. You
Which
know,
is
watching
not
this
that
show
funny.
a lot, you can sometimes forget that these are supposed to be 4th graders, but then they have a gag like this and you're like, yeah, I probably would have laughed at that in the 4th grade too. Cartman just keeps going, saying whatever he can to get under Wendy's skin, with Wendy getting increasingly frustrated.
Me? You're the one talking about killer titties.
She then says a line that pretty well encapsulates the progression of Cartman's character up to this point.
Will somebody do something? Every week he gets worse and nobody does anything.
Nah, facts.
Later in the hallway, Cartman
ain't lying.
continues to pester Wendy completely unprompted. This causes Wendy to lose her patience, challenging Cartman to a fight after school.
She had enough.
Cartman confidently accepts, posturing for all the people around, but it's pretty clear that he's not taking this thing seriously, joking with his friends about it at lunch. Wendy, on the other hand, is clearly taking it pretty seriously, as she's over there looking at Cartman like she's about to fight for the UFC middleweight title.
she wanted blood, boy. She was finna get that shit back in blood, boy. She was not. Look at her, bro. Look at that face. You don't want to fuck with that, bro.
This
You do not
definitely
want to
gets
fuck with
Cartman's
that.
attention, and he begins to
He gets
realize that
scared.
he may be in a bit over his head. This only gets worse when the rest of the boys discuss how embarrassing it would be for Cartman to lose to a girl,
He
and
got
how poorly
scared.
everyone would think of him after that. Now this gets Cartman really nervous, since he's delusional enough to think that everyone really likes him and that this would totally ruin his image. Because
Right.
of this, he immediately goes to Wendy and apologizes for his comments.
Well, you know, Cartman does have a bit of an image. I don't think he's delusional to the point that Cartman knows where he stands in the social hierarchy. He knows that, like, he's not on the bottom of the totem pole. He's not on the top. The reason why he's not on the top is, you know, he's the fat, annoying, know-it-all asshole. But that being said, he does stand up for himself, and that garners some respect in its own light. When you know that a person will stand up for themselves and they genuinely are interesting, like Cartman is weird, but he's genuinely interesting. You know, I'm not taking up for him. I'm just saying he's genuinely interesting. That garners a level of respect just from people, period. You know what I'm saying?
Wendy says that if he were really
Like, nobody
sorry, he would
respects
say it
Butters,
in
and he
front of
doesn't do
everyone.
anything
And
to
because
nobody.
people are looking now, he quickly switches back to his tough guy act.
Oh, Wendy. Such a desperate attempt to get out of it. These students are a little too smart to see you're just making excuses not to fight me.
But as Wendy continues to remind him of his inevitable fate, the facade begins to break down. Cartman is able to convince the rest of the boys that Wendy is trying to get him to call it off, and even goes as far as to pull her into the janitor's closet and lie to her about his mother getting breast cancer in an attempt to get her to feel sympathy. When that
Type
doesn't
shit.
work, he tries to bribe her with $27, tell her that he has muscular dystrophy, and tell her that his mom has muscular dystrophy.
He just being a
My mom
bitch.
has
He
muscular
bitching out.
dystrophy in her boobs.
Wendy reminds him once again that there is no way out of this. He is so desperate at this point that he's willing to do literally anything Wendy wants him to.
Jesus Christ, do you have no sense of self-respect?
No, unless you want me to. You want me to have self-respect?
Oh
then I
my
will.
god.
Of course,
bro.
he's willing to do anything besides publicly admitting that he doesn't want to fight. So, in the final show of just how pathetic he can be,
Oh
he
my
literally
God.
eats his underwear in front of Wendy. This, of course, doesn't change Wendy's mind and just solidifies what a coward Cartman is. He decides
Right.
to switch up strategy
Hey, he yanked on her. He yanked on her, bro.
and goes to Stan to try to convince him to get Wendy to stop.
Yeah.
He does so by pretending that Wendy is doing everything that he's doing.
She told me she doesn't want to fight. She's just stuck, Stan. Because she knows I'm gonna kick her ass, but she feels like if she doesn't fight me, all the kids are gonna call her chicken.
When that doesn't work either, we cut to Cartman in class as the end of the day is rapidly approaching.
Oh shit.
They do the thing here where the topic that they're learning about just so happens to directly correlate with what's happening, and it's just a bit on the nose.
So you see, at this point Euripides knew he could not win the battle.
So as the clock continues to tick, Cartman hears that Clyde has detention, and he realizes that he has one final attempt to get out of this.
Right.
So, in a make-or-break decision, he goes for it.
But you know what's crazy? What's really fucking crazy is, you know, before we watch this clip, I'm just gonna say, if you try to get out of shit that you put yourself in a coward way, you know how they say a coward dies 1,000 deaths, man dies once. This is what he's talking about, bruh. He is dying over and over and over and over again. The funny thing is, he thought that the fight would destroy his character. He's destroying his character before the fight even fucking happens. And this is crazy. This nigga took a shit on the desk.
Eric, did you just take a crap on my desk?
He couldn't even believe it. He couldn't even believe that shit. The fact that you pull up your pants, bro, I cannot take a shit and just pull up my pants, bro. Streaks all in your shit. No, bro. That's disgusting.
Cartman is off the hook for now. He's in detention where he's safe. He makes sure to remind the boys that he didn't do it because he was trying to get out of the fight.
Which they know.
Hardcore. You know, I'm anti-establishment. That's how I roll, dogs. I do hardcore stuff like that.
You need to change your
He's feeling
drawers, nigga.
confident, like he once again got off scot-free. Until the boys tell him that the fight is rescheduled for the morning.
Right, what do you
If
think
we're
about
continuing
tomorrow?
with the bull analogy, it's kind of like the bull missed the first time, but now it's circling back to charge again. Completely out of options, Cartman commits the absolute cardinal sin that all 9-year-olds are familiar with.
He
He tells
snitches.
his mom. He works up some alligator tears in front of Wendy's parents and tells a sob story about his lack of friends and how scared he is of Wendy.
The boy got a sweater on.
And because I don't have that many friends at school.
When her parents make her
Just a
promise
bitch.
that she's not gonna hurt him, Cartman just can't help himself, knowing that he's out of danger. And
Like, he won. He literally won. This man literally won, bro. Look at her parents. They are mad. They are pissed. They got on her ass so damn bad. And he still, that's his problem. He did it. He does this shit to himself. It's like when you win, you can't even accept a victory. He has to go fuck it up, bro.
pushes her buttons just a little bit more.
See?
When Wendy arrives at school, Cartman is there at the meeting place, seemingly ready to fight. But of course, as he knows, Wendy can't fight, and he succeeds in making it look like she chickened out. You know what's funny is that if Cartman had just quit while he's ahead and just let it go and quit trying to get under Wendy's skin at this point, this probably would have been the end of it, and he really would have gotten away with everything once again.
No, for
but
real.
as I and all great gamblers know, you never quit when you're ahead. Cartman just can't help himself. His invincibility complex just grows stronger every time he avoids consequences, and
Right.
the joy he finds in tormenting people is just too strong. So, in class, he gives the report he's been working on, and it goes exactly how you expect it to.
And like the victims of breast cancer, there's something I'd like to get off my chest.
That's fucked up,
Wendy
bro.
is completely dumbfounded by this. Cartman has already beaten
And Wendy's
her,
in the
he
right,
just
bruh.
keeps rubbing salt into the wound. She is completely and utterly helpless, forced to be tormented by Cartman with no end in sight. She gets called to the principal's office, where she tells the principal that there won't be a fight. Principal Victoria questions her on this, and transitions her questioning into what is one of my favorite moments from the entire series,
Literally telling her to go fight, though.
where she reveals to Wendy that she is a breast cancer survivor and
Ooh.
goes into a monologue about the harm that cancer can cause.
Right.
Cancer is pure
Cartman.
evil. It is a fat little lump that needs to be destroyed.
Right.
You can't reason with cancer. You can't wish it away.
Right.
Cancer doesn't play by the rules, so neither can you.
Right.
You have to be willing to give up everything because the cancer will take everything.
I know that's
Cancer,
right.
You fight because it doesn't matter if you beat it or not. You refuse to let that fat little lump make you feel powerless.
Like I said,
I
this
love
is
that.
literally one of my favorite scenes from the entire show. I get goosebumps every time I watch it. If you haven't seen the full thing, go watch it now. It is totally worth it.
Hey, look, Blooms. I fuck with that, bro. I'm so glad that you put that in there, bro, because people need to see that. I think that was, you know what? I don't know why I have never quoted that before. I don't know why it never stuck into my memory like that. But now that has been burned into my memory. But I don't have goosebumps from that. But I definitely know that that was a powerful scene, bro. That was powerful.
Wendy understands exactly what the principal is saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Said the horns.
She is locked in as she walks through the halls preparing herself. The part where she takes her coat off to reveal the unicorn undershirt goes unbelievably hard. When she makes it to the playground, Cartman quickly realizes that his worst nightmare has come true. The
Right.
entire school surrounds
Stomach
them,
is in
and
his
with
ass.
nowhere to run. Cartman tries one last time to get out of it by reminding Wendy that he's going to tell his mom.
Nope.
Wendy is far past that at this point, and Cartman comes to the realization that all of his time messing with bulls has finally caught up with him. With everyone watching and nowhere to run, in one of the most satisfying moments in TV history, it's time for him to finally get the horns.
Thank you. Oh, she's on it. She better whoop his ass. Hey, for a minute there, he was kind of getting hurt, but it took a turn for the worse. I know he got gassed out. Damn. Beating his ass. Ooh, shit. Damn. Knocked this nigga tooth out. Whooped his ass, boy. It
As
was
everything
about time.
settles down, Cartman is left wallowing in self-pity and embarrassment. The kid who was once completely unstoppable, getting away with whatever he wanted, had finally met his inevitable fate. Despite suffering such a horrible beatdown, his delusions are still present, thinking that because of this, he's no longer the cool kid in school. The boys remind him that he was, in fact, never the cool kid, and that their opinion of him couldn't have possibly gone any lower.
Damn.
He is able to somehow convince himself that they were saying this stuff because he is cool, and this makes him feel not as bad about the situation. Hey,
Okay.
whatever you say, man.
Boy.
Whatever you say.
You know what? I can honestly see delusion can go a long way, bro. And we all have had it before. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of delusion, bro. Just a little bit. But boy, that shit is scary, man. And everybody sees it and you don't.
Yay!
That is not nothing to be happy about. Reaping and sowing.
Did I mention that this is one of my favorite episodes of South Park? Watching Wendy being absolutely tormented throughout the entire episode just for trying to spread awareness of a cause really highlighted just how terrible Cartman can be.
Right.
I think this is actually one of the best Cartman episodes, because every time you think he has sunk to his lowest point just to get what he wants, he sinks even lower. There are 12 whole seasons of Cartman being horrible that built up the desire to see him finally get some karma.
Right.
And with this episode, they take it to another level. As the episode progresses and he keeps finding more and more pathetic ways to escape the consequences, you really begin to root for Wendy.
Right.
Cartman just keeps winning, and by the time Wendy arrives in the principal's office, you have very little hope for Cartman receiving any kind
This was
of
a
justice.
great episode.
But when Principal Victoria begins her speech and you realize what she's saying, that hope quickly returns. All of the suffering that Cartman has inflicted on others for 12 years has built up to this one moment,
ass!
and the payoff is sweeter than we could have ever imagined. Cartman had been tormenting the town for over a decade, and Wendy knew that no one would do anything about it.
No, for sure.
So, she took matters into her own hands, and in
Whooped
doing
his
so,
ass.
she hand-delivered Cartman's biggest L.
That's okay. I like that. And you know what? I was gonna say another place Cartman took an L at was when he tried to fight PC Principal. Look at this nigga teeth, boy, like a fucking piano. Ugh. Look like this nigga say, ugh. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Get your ass on somewhere. Look at this shit, y'all.
You know, I think you and I got off on the wrong foot the other day. By all means, please keep your dick out. You see, I'm not going to You're going to apologize publicly for being so strict to me and my friends at Skew.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Just a request, that's all. See you around. Oh, you seem to have dropped something, PC Principal. What's this? Why, this is a little boy's underwear.
Huh?
What?
Why did you take a whiff? Like, this man really plays into some psychological shit with people. This is another one he deserved this L. He tried to frame him.
PC Principal, you have Butter's underwear and now... Oh my gosh, it's got your DNA all over it. This certainly doesn't look good for you. I don't need to tell anyone about this. No, I think we have an understanding. Capiche?
What did you just say?
Uh-oh.
About keeping your dick out?
Capiche? You're associating Italian Americans to intimidation tactics? You better watch your microaggressions, bro.
Oh, shit.
Hey, look, you don't want to end up like the spokesman for Subway, do you?
Did you just use a term that excludes women from an occupation?
Get back up. Ah!
Oh, that's when everybody knew, wait a minute, this is taking a turn for the worse.
Did you just say spokesman instead of spokesperson? When women are just as capable of selling sandwiches as anyone?
Oh,
Are you
God.
purposely trying to use words that assert your male privilege?
He beat his
I'm
ass.
just trying to frame you for raping Butters.
Do you think Italian Americans and women are less important?
Oh, God.
You dare use
Oh,
words
oh,
that
no.
communities of people who have to deal with
Look at the boys at the top. The boys at the top. How did this nigga not go to jail for this,
verbal
bro?
biases like yours on a daily basis?
They just left. Nobody helped him. They pushed him to do that, too. They pushed him to do that. Oh, no. But y'all, man, that's the video for today. I told y'all, man, like what Bloom said, bro, it's the satisfying moments when Cartman gets what he deserves. Because while PC Principal was an asshole, he was strict. He was just really strict. And yeah, he did need to check his privilege, bruh. He did need to check his shit. But at the same time, Cartman was literally talking about framing a grown-ass man with charges about a little boy. That's not something you do. That's not what you do to nobody, bro. Like that's for real, period, bro. That ain't what you do to nobody. So he got what he deserved, bro. He literally got what he deserved, man. That's interesting, man. Look, but y'all, let me know what y'all think. What is a time when Cartman got what he deserves? Because people could say that his biggest time where he killed his dad on accident, when he was trying to get back at his half brother, and he ended up killing his dad. That could be another time that he got just what he deserved. But it would have to, you had to fix both of the clips together. But you know what I'm saying, of where he actually killed his dad and shit like that, and fed him to his half brother, and then later on when he found out, you know what I'm saying, that I think that deserves his own episode altogether, man. This deserves a part 2. Blooms, if you made it this far, Blooms, this needs a part 2, my boy.